Jenny. Let's see. Of you, hi Jenny, who are new.
Hi, Lindsay.
The class is on Zoom. It's not. That's why this is here. If anyone's wondering. Try to keep it right there. If you're away or you're not available on Friday, you can always Zoom in. It's cold air being warm in here. It's so cold. Oh, we'll start standing. Okay, guys. When you're ready, we're gonna start standing. So grab your squishy ball, grab your weight. We're trying to warm up a little bit. So start with your squishy ball. Actually, have this between your ankles. And squishy ball between your ankles, feet a little closer than hip distance apart. And then stand really nice and tall. So feel that you are in neutral when you're standing here. So top of your head is reaching up, heels are reaching down. Everything is long, so your ribs are tight around your center. You have that little space behind your lumbar spine there. That's that neutral little curve we want to keep as we're working. And then just nice and slow. You're going to just open your arms out. Don't let anything else change. So your ribs want to lift, your back kind of may want to change. Don't. Okay. There we go. Pause. I wouldn't go that way with weights, but. So remember, we want to think, sometimes if you use a heavier weight, I mean, I'm not saying not strong that, but you could kind of like move your body to get your weight up, kind of jam into it. Let's not. You want to keep your body nice and still as your arms lift and as your arms lower back down. So think about your ribs kind of hugging tight around your center. Reach, have a little pause, and then control back down, right? The eccentric and the concentric. Up, little pause, and slow. Go two more like this. Start to think about each little edge of your feet pressing into the mat. And that little bit of a connection with those inner thighs. Stay at the top for this one. You're going to turn your palms to face up and then turn them to face down. So as your arms are moving, nothing else changes in your body. Your ribs are staying tight. Move from the top of your arm and down. Up and down. We go three more like that. Up and down. Last two. Up and down. And then go one more. Up and down. Now we're going to bring your arms in. Control right now. Okay, so now let's have a little lower body. I'll show you the side face. We're going to bend our knees. Hinge your upper body forward. So you have that little space behind your tailbone is back, nice long waistline, arms reach, stand all the way up, exhale, press through your heels. Down, inhale, and exhale, press back up. So whenever we do a squat, most people have the tendency to kind of like get their upper body real low. That's not what we need to do. Think about the top of your head reaching from your tail. You can see my upper body really isn't that low. Press through your heels as you stand. Press through those heels so those inner thighs connect that little bit. You're gonna go for 4. Press through those heels right up. Go for 3. Keep those shoulders away from your ears, little inner thigh squeeze. 2. And then go one more. Inhale down. Exhale, press all the way up and stay. Okay, so now let's bring our arms up. Hold them there. Shoulders away from your ears. Palms face one another. Now we're going to lift up onto our toes. So come straight up, holding when you're there, and then control as you lower back down. Arms come down. So do that again. Arms up. Press each one of those toes into the mat. Lift straight up. Lower back down. Lower those arms. Good. So up and up. Control and down. Finding stability from your core and your inner thighs here. Abs, inner thighs squeeze. Lower and down. Go one more like that. You're going to go up. Press each one of those toes down. Lower and down. Now you're going to come up and stay. So up and up. As you lower this time, reach your arms up. So you're going to come down and then down. So stay there. Up here. Reach your arms up. Lower with control. Arms back down. So as your arms go up overhead, your ribs want to don't let them, keep them hugging in tight and down. So like you've got a corset around your ribs. So one more up, reach, lower, lower, overhead. Okay, give those shoulders a little roll up, warming up a little bit. Pop it all up to this side. Bring your heels to a wide second position. Okay, so heels about a distance apart, thigh bones turning out nice and wide. So we're going to start just opening one, coming down into a little plie. So reaching your arms to the sides, press through your heels, stand all the way up, zip your inner thighs together, arms down, and then do that again. So inhale down, press through your heels, stand up. Inhale down and press. Good guys. Go 4 like this. Exhale, press through those heels, growing tall. 3. Think about those inner thighs, nice long spines. 2. Tall, and then one more, keep down low and stay. From here, bend your elbows 90 degrees. Hold there, just arms in and out. Arms in. Keep your thigh bones turning out. Keep that core nice and connected. You're still neutral. Go 4. Go for 3. And out. Go for 2. Last one. Let's go up. Stay with your right heel. Keep your hips nice and square. Lower your right. Lift your left heel. Lower it down. Let's go right again. Up and down. Good job. Your pelvis stays nice and level. Let's go one more right. And down, one more left. And down. Bring your elbows in almost your waist length. Now, as you stand, reach those arms, twist them at the same time. So palms face forward. Palms face back. Palms forward. Exhale, reach. Inhale in and reach. Good. 5. Press through those heels. Squeeze those inner thighs. 4. 3. Reach. Last 2. Just last 1. Reach all the way, and then just lower your arms down. Keep your shoulders roll up. Walk your legs up. Shake. Okay, and then let's come down to our mats. Have your ball handy. We're going to use this. I'm going to start with our weight. So lying flat, feet about hip distance apart. Grab your waist and reach your arms right up to the ceiling. So heels within fingertip reach. Make sure you touch your heels. Feet just about as wide as your hips, not too wide. And then find that neutral. So feel like you have your little space behind your lumbar spine. Your ribs are tight around your center. Collarbones are staying wide. When your arms reach up, your shoulder blades want to lift off the mat. Can you feel that? Let's try and press our shoulder blades down. Connect them with the mat and try and stay like that while we work here. So it's going to be easy. as your arms open out to keep your shoulder blades flat. Press your arms back up. But what about when your arms reach overhead? It's not as easy. Press back up. Keep alternating, so wide with your arms, shoulder blades stay flat. When your arms go overhead, don't move them so far that your shoulder blades lift. Go 2 more each way. Shoulder blades stay flat. And up 1 more. Out and up. Reach those arms overhead. Keep those shoulder blades flat. Arms back to the ceiling. And what about your wrists? When you reach your right arm overhead, can you keep your wrists heavy? And then press that right arm back up. Left arm overhead, ribs stay heavy, so back of your rib cage stays heavy towards the mat. It might not be pressing down, but it's heavy, it's not lifting. And press, and then go left. Reach and lift. 1 more right. Up. 1 more left. Now with even for both sides of your body, press up. Stay. Now from here, press into your heels, belly button towards your spine as you lift your hips up to the ceiling. So stay here. Let's reach our right arm overhead and then roll all the way back down. Even weight to both sides of your body. Pop that right arm back up. Same thing. We'll go the other way. So hips lift, left arm overhead. Even weight to both sides of your spine, rolling all the way down. Left arm up. Let's do that again. So rolling up. Right arm reaches. Roll back down. Really feel each vertebrae touching down 1 at a time. Right arm up. And then roll all the way. Holding. Left arm reaches. Slow and control. Come all the way down. Left arm back to the ceiling. Now from here, let's roll up. Stay up. I was just thinking about that. Thank you. Arms reach overhead. And then press those arms back to the ceiling. So arms reach, your hips stay lifted, and then arms press back up. So arms reach, have a little breath, thank you. You're welcome. And up, keep those knees reaching away from the top of your head. 2 more like this. And press, shoulder blades still flat against the mat, right? 1 more, reach those arms. Exhale, press up, holding at the top. Roll all the way down, slow and control. Here, come right down to neutral. And then lower those arms and stay. Grab that ball, pop it between your inner thighs. So hands can stay down. Keep those weights within arm's reach. For this first set, let's go belly button back towards our spine. Press through your heels. Lift those hips nice and high. Knees really reaching away from the top of your head. Let's think about our glutes staying relaxed so you're not squeezing them together. They are working lifted here, but you're not squeezing them together. Just squeeze your inner thighs. So as you squeeze your inner thighs, feel the very tops of your inner thighs. Like really think about that uppermost inner thigh area, and then slow little release. Do that again. So just inner thighs, your hips are staying lifted, and then slow little release. So I could definitely squeeze in like way harder if I squeeze my glutes as well. Let's not do that. Let's really isolate just those inner thighs. Go 4 more, just little control. You should feel your core deepening a little bit as you connect your inner thighs. 3. Last 2, little squeeze. And then go 1 more. Hold that little bit of a squeeze from here. You can reach your arms up to the ceiling with or without weights, doesn't matter. Slowly lower your hips, lower your ribs together, open your arms wide to the sides. And then exhale, press everything up. So inhaling down. Ribs stay tight around your center. Exhale and press. Go 2 more like this. Inhale down, hips and ribs together. Exhale, press. Don't forget those inner thighs. Give a little squeeze. 1 more like this. Exhale, press up and stay. Now let's go arms overhead. So this one's trickier. Keep those ribs tight around your center. Lower your hips at the same time and then press everything up. Squeeze those inner thighs. It's totally fine to bring your bum all the way down and have a little break in between, but you don't need to. Just come to a hover, reach. Bum just hovers off the mat and press. Last 2 like this. Inhale down, all the way back up, and then 1 more. Press all the way up. Stay at the top, and then roll all the way down, right here to neutral. Lower those arms and stay. Okay, now ball's gonna go underneath toes and your heels, your arches. Have your palms facing up so your upper body's really nice and relaxed. And then find those inner thighs again. So let's start with those inner thighs. Give them a little squeeze together. Feel how your core deepens a little bit as you do that. Feel that you're still neutral, and then let your feet just a little bit light on top of the ball. So when your feet are lighter on top of the ball, your low abs have to work a little harder. If anyone feels their back when you let your feet be light, think about pulling your belly button just gently in towards your spine. Maybe don't let your feet be as light, doesn't matter at all. So now from here, slowly roll all the way just a few inches, and then slowly pull the ball back in. That again. So inhale out, and then exhale. Pull the ball back. So as you roll the ball away, keep your feet light, it's going to get a lot tougher on those low abs. Same thing as you pull back in, you're working the whole way as you pull back. Don't let those feet press down into the ball. Go for two more like this. Again, if you feel your back, don't move your legs as far or don't let them be as light. One more, let's go out. Pull all the way back in and stay. Now from here, let your feet be heavy. Pop your hands behind your head. Inhale, nod your chin a little bit, and then exhale, come up to flexion. So you're looking down towards those sides. Let your feet be a little bit light again. So again, just a little bit. Now slowly roll all the way that little bit. As you pull the ball back in, can you curl your upper body up just an extra little half an inch? Roll the ball away, you can lower back that little half an inch. And then exhale, curl back up. Moving from your ribs, right? Your ribs kind of move away from your hips, and then your ribs slide down towards the tops of your hips. For 4, slow and controlled. This is work. This is still work. 3, slow and controlled. Last 2. One more like this. Curling up. Take a breath. Lower your upper body all the way down and hold. Good, guys. Okay, now pop the ball under just your right foot. Have your feet kind of lined up beside each other. Upper body again is nice and relaxed, just with your palms facing up about 45 degrees from your body. I'm going to give you a couple of different options here. Just do what feels good in your body. We're going to press through our left heel and left big toe as we lift our hips right up to the ceiling. So stay at the top, feel that your hips are nice and level, and then roll down, keeping your right foot a little bit light, but keeping the weight even for both sides of your spine. You'll come down to neutral, and then do that again. So you're rolling up. Slow and controlled, keep those legs nice and parallel. Roll back down, so pressing that spine down, just one bone at a time. You'll come back to neutral. You're going to do one more like that. Belly button in, press and lift. Nice big breath at the top. Again, slowly melts back down. And then we're going to come up and stay. So belly button in that little bit, press through that left heel and left big toe, and then hold at the top. So your right foot is on the ball. It's up to you how light you keep it. The lighter you keep it, the harder it's going to be. We're going to lower our hips in one piece this time. So hips come down, and then your hips are going to press right back up. Hips and ribs lift up, I should say. Inhale as you come down, and exhale as you press. So play around with how much weight you have in your right foot. The lighter it is, the harder it's going to be on this left glute. The lighter it is, also the easier it is to go into your low back. Let's make sure that doesn't happen. So really pressing your left heel and left big toe into the mat on the way down and on the way back up. One more like this. Inhale down. Exhale, press up, and then stay at the top. So your hips are going to stay exactly where they are. You're just going to roll the ball away with your right foot and then pull it back in. So roll the ball away and stay high and pull back in. Constant pressure into your left heel and left big toe. Slow as you come back. Over 4.
and in. Go for 3. Reach. And in. Last 2. Don't let those hips drop all the way in. Last one, let's reach away. Bring it back in, and then roll all the way down through that spine, right back through to neutral, and take a breath. Good job. Guys, all right, pop the ball over underneath your left foot. Remember, feet just about hip distance apart. Relax that upper body. Let's go for 3 roll-ups up and down. So start belly button to spine, press through your heels with those hips. Nice big breath at the top. Slowly roll your way back down all the way until you're in neutral. Take a breath, and then let's do that again. So belly button to spine, press. Nice big lift, holding, slowly roll down. So remember, think about that left foot a little bit. Try not to put too much weight into it, but think about how your pelvis needs to stay level. Your waistlines both should stay long. Last one, come all the way down. Hands on either your hips or those waistlines are good. Kind of feel what's happening in your body. So from here, waistlines are long, hips are level. Just lower your hips and ribs together, and then press straight up. So the key really to get your right glute to work is to press your right heel and your right big toe into the mat. All the way down as you're lowering, as you're lowering, as you're lowering, and as you lift all the way back up. Right? You're lowering and working. It's not the gravity, it's just pulling you down. You're resisting that pull. Go for 4. Slow and control down. Slow and control up. 3 more. Nice and controlled both directions. Last 2. And press. 1 more like that. Think about that left foot that little bit. It's staying a little light. Hold at the top. Keep those hips level. Whether you're 1 inch off the mat with your bum or you're 6 inches, it doesn't matter. Keep that lift. Whether it's 1 inch or 6 inches, just maintain it. And then slow breathing. Of course, reach your left and then pull back in. Now think about your right inner thigh here. Your right inner thigh wants to kind of let go and let your right knee fall out to the side. Probably. Keep that right inner thigh squeezing towards your midline. You've got 4, reach. And in. 3 more, reach. And back, last 2. And in, go 1 more like that, reaching away. Come back in, roll all the way down to the mat. Come back to neutral, and then stay. Let's hug those knees in, have a little roll around. Yeah. All right, and then let's just grab that ball with your feet. You're gonna come onto your left side. So have the ball between your ankles. Toes reach away from the top of your head. Left fingertips reach away as well. So your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked, your left ribs are a little bit lifted off the mat here, right? Really important. It's hard to feel, but let's try and keep our knees pointing forward. So your legs are just really parallel. It's going to be easy for them to come together to hold the ball in there. We're just trying to really keep them parallel. So again, it doesn't matter how high your legs lift, really think stability. So not letting your ribs press down is a big thing here. So have your right hand in front of you. Feel that your left ribs are lifting right now. Now reach your toes a little bit more away from you and then lift your legs just 1 inch or so. Hold when you're there. So it's not a huge movement. Think of relaxing your upper body as much as you can, and then have the lightest touch that you can with your right hand. So if you can just have 1 finger down, great. Just try not to put all your weight into it. Maybe you can bring your hand on your hip. From here, lower your legs just to a hover. So maybe it's just 1 inch down, and then go back up a little bit. Inhale as you come down. I want you to think more about length than height. So reaching your toes away from the top of your head as you lower and as you lift. Inhale down and exhale, squeeze up. Now think about where you're starting your movement from. So are you just moving your feet? Are you just thinking about moving your feet in that ball? Try to think about moving from your left inner thigh. Your left inner thigh is working to lift. It's taking the weight of that right one. It's working as you lower, or more like that. And control. 3. Littlest lift. And control. Last 2. And down, go 1 more. Squeeze and lift up to the top. Stay when you're there. Okay, so from here, just squeeze your inner thighs around the ball. Nice tight squeeze, little release. Nice tight squeeze, little release. So as you're squeezing and releasing, you're reaching your toes away from the top of your head still, right? You should feel inner thighs, more left than right probably. You should feel your right obliques. Might feel a little right glute. 4, control. Let's go for 3 little squeeze. And down, let's go for 2 little squeeze. And down, let's go 1 more, nice little squeeze. Stay there, do another set, lower your legs, control, lift your legs back up. Lower your legs, control, reaching, lifting back up. Go for 5, controlling down, abs deepen as you lift. 4, 3, good job, you guys. 2, squeeze and lift. Last 1, squeeze and lift. Stay, reach those toes from the top of your head. Squeeze those inner thighs, 8 little squeezes. Let's go 7, little squeeze. Keep those toes reaching. 6, 5, 4, 3. Good job, guys. 2, last 1, and then lower your legs all the way down. Job. Okay, and then from here, bend your, get rid of the ball, bend your knees in, so your knees are underneath, your knees are in front of your hips, and your heels are under your knees. So you're in a 90-degree angle. So if your knees were in line with the front edge of your mat, make sure your shins are in line with the front edge of your mat. Yeah, keep going toward a ball. Yeah, exactly. So like you're sitting, your body is a right angle, 2 right angles. Waistlines are long, left ribs are still lifting. Pop your right hand on your right hip. Okay, so you want to keep your hips totally stacked. You're going to lift your right leg up just about hip height. So your knee and your foot together. So try to keep your foot and your knee at the same level, and then just slowly lower to a hover. So just a hover, and then squeeze back up. So inhale as you come down, and then exhale as you lift. So think of your spine being long here and neutral, right? The top of your head is now reaching away from your tailbone. You've got that little space behind your lumbar spine, just like you did when you were lying on your back. Your glutes are nice and relaxed. Your sitting bones are wide underneath you. And you're not letting those left ribs press down, right? Feel how each time you lift your leg, your core has to work a little bit to keep your body still. That's super important. Exhale up, inhale slow. Next time you lift your leg up, hold. Now circle your knee around. So think of drawing circles with your knee. Not changing the shape of your leg. You got it. Go 5 little circles. 4. Are you still neutral? Keep that tail back. Your tailbone is going to want to tuck under. Give your glute a break. Don't let it. Last 2. Last 1. Pause. Go the other way. Small little circles. Control. 5. 4. You got it. 3. Last 2. Last 1. Now keep that leg straight underneath. It's going to feel so good. Reach it all the way out. Take a nice breath. So really reaching your heel away from the top of your head, and then slow bend back into that starting position. So bend it in, and then kick all the way out. Reach that heel straight out, and then slowly bend in. Exhale as you press. Give that little squeeze underneath your glute when you straighten your leg, and back. Reaching all the way. And back. We've got 3 more. Exhale long. And in 2 more. Reach. And in, we do 1 more. Reach all the way out. Stay when you're there. Now from here, circle your leg. Circling here, you got it. Keep that pelvis as still as you can. Thigh bone circles around. Go for 4 abs, keeping you steady. 3. Last 2. Last 1, other direction. Keep reaching through those toes. Let's go 4. 3. 2. Last 1, and then bend all the way in. Onto your backs, let's give our right foot a little bit of a stretch. So right foot in front of your left knee. That right leg turning out. Think about stretching in neutral, so keeping your tailbone heavy as you're stretching. Just really think about where you're letting go. So think of the top of that thigh bone right in that hip socket. Just breathe through that and then a nice little stretch out. When you're ready, let's come right over to the other side. So start with your squishy ball. Squishy ball back between your ankles. Lie flat out. So toes reaching away from the top of your head. Keep your right ribs that little bit lifted. Think about all those moving pieces here. So right ribs are lifting, left waistline is long. Your knees should both be pointing forward. Your bottom one usually wants to point down. So think about where they're going. Reach your toes away from the top of your head and then lift your legs just a few inches. Doesn't need to be big. Hold when you're there. So keep that reach. Think about how much weight you have into your left hand. Maybe you have one finger down, maybe you have your hand on your hip. Doesn't matter. Slowly lower your legs to a hover and then slowly squeeze back up. So don't think that a higher lift is better. It's definitely not. You want to be able to keep your right ribs off the mat. So really isolate, like your torso is staying completely still and your legs just move in the hip sockets. Inhale down, exhale up. 4 more. Inhale down. 3 and up. Last 2. That right inner thigh doing most of the work here. Last 1, let's lift up, stay at the top. Now squeeze your inner thighs around the ball, squeeze nice and tight, little release. Nice and tight, little release. Go 5 more little squeezes. 4, feel those abs deepen as you squeeze. 3, last 2, last 1, hold your squeeze, lower your legs again, 1 more set, hover, and then squeeze and lift. Inhale, hover. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Notice if your neck is tensing. Like if you're pressing into your neck, you're pressing your head down onto your right arm as you're moving your legs. Try to relax it if you're feeling that. Maybe don't move your legs as far. Remember, it doesn't need to be big. Squeeze 2 more. Squeeze and then go 1 more. Let's squeeze up. Stay at the top, inner thighs again. Squeeze 8. Squeeze 7. Squeeze 6. 5, good job, guys. 4, keep reaching through those toes. 3, last 2, last 1, and then lower all the way. Pop it all to the side, and then bring your legs up. So you remember, knees in front of your hips, heels under your knees. So just when we come into that position, our tail does want to tuck under. So make sure that you're still neutral. Your tail is sticking out behind you. Remember, when we were lying on our mat, we had that little space behind our lumbar spine. We want to kind of keep that there. So think wide sigmoids, pelvis is neutral, and then just lift that left leg up. So just about hip height, hold when you're there. And then slow lower to a hover. So remember, your legs are at that right angle. Lift it up, pause, and then slow hover. And naturally, our left hip wants to roll back. When our left leg lifts like this, you're not going to let that happen, right? So that's your low abs, your transverse is working, keeping your pelvis still as you lift and as you lower. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. You got it. 2 more. And down, last one. Let's go up and stay. Circle your leg around, so just small little circles. Nothing else moves. You got it. Small and control. 4, 3, last 2, last 1 other direction, just nice and small. Again, try to keep your foot and your knee at the same level. Good job. 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Pause. Now kick that leg straight out underneath you. So reach all the way up. Really, really reach through that heel. Waistlines are long, right ribs are still lifting, and then bend all the way back in. And then you got to get press through that heel, reaching nice and long. Little pause, and then again slow. Come right back in. Exhale, reach. Inhaling in. Again, reach. Don't let your waistline crunch as your legs come in. Keep them long. In. And out. Last one like this. Slowly right on in. Exhale, press all the way out. Stay when you're there. Now reach through your toes and then circle your leg around to finish this guy off. So nice smooth little circles. Longer levers, hard on that glute, right? Hard to stabilize. Feel those abs deepening for 4 and 3, 2, last one. Let's go the other way. Just nice and controlled again. Control it. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, bend all the way in. All right, and then come onto your back. Let's give our left glute that same little stretch. So left foot in front of your right knee, hug behind your right knee. So taking a nice couple of breaths there. Remember, try to stretch it neutral so you still have that little space behind your lumbar spine as your right leg is going in. Deep breaths there. Letting that left hip really open out. Big breaths. And then send your legs straight out in front of you. So toes right out, reaching away from the top of your head, about hip distance apart. Let's reach our arms up to the ceiling. We're going to go through some roll-ups here. So there's many different options here. So just as you're working, just kind of listen to your body. Don't force anything. You don't want to use momentum. That's the key thing here. So I can give you some options that's working. So just reach your arms overhead. Remember, when your arms go overhead, your ribs want to lift, your back kind of wants to lift. Don't let either of those things happen. Arms come up to the ceiling, tuck your chin, and start rolling up. So if it's hard to get all the way up, grab onto your legs for help. And come all the way up, reach out to your toes. Stack yourself up nice and tall, and then roll back. So if it feels like you need to fly down in one piece, hold on to your legs again. Make your body roll. Let that spine press down one little vertebrae at a time, all the way until your head comes down and your arms reach overhead. Let's try again. So you're going to tuck your chin all the way, grab onto those legs if you need to, reaching out. And stack up tall. Let's go one more like this. Maybe do a couple more add-ons. You can stay at this option. You want a little add-on, we're going to bring our right leg up. So as your mid-back lifts, send your right leg to tabletop. You're going to stay in a little half roll back, so that little scoop there. Come all the way back down as your mid-back touches. Your right leg extends, reach those arms back overhead. And then let's do the same thing left. So tucking that chin, With the left leg holding there, your hips nice and left, you're still in your little scoop. Roll all the way back, reaching toes. Fingertips reach the opposite way. Go one more each way. Tuck your chin. Right leg up. That feels good. Nice breath there. Rolling back. And reach. And then one more left. On your chin. Left, yep, that right one reaching slow and control. Let's come all the way back down. And then keep both legs down. You're going to come back up. Stack up, reach out those toes, take a nice breath. And then stack yourself up nice and tall. You're going to have your feet at the distance apart. You're going to grab your ball. It is going to go behind your, kind of like pop it in there and then roll back so it squishes underneath you a little bit. See that? Yeah, just a little bit. And then sit up tall. So now imagine that the ball is a balloon. You don't want to put all your weight onto it because it will pop. So let's stay a little bit light as we kind of roll back towards the ball. So arms up about shoulder height. If anyone's done this, if anyone wants to grab the weights, you've done this before, you're welcome to do that. But totally up to you, whatever you want to do. So now we're going to start with our pelvis facing the way we're looking. So at me, and then roll back. Think about your pelvis actually rolling back in space. So just move your pelvis first, and then bring your pelvis back to seated or back to straight up. So do that again, rolling your pelvis back, like feel like your hip bones kind of pulling away from your thighs, and then come all the way back. Go for a couple more like that. Roll those hips back. Stay. Right back up, and then go one more like that. So scooping back that bit and stay. So now the second and third piece, ribs come back a little bit, and then your shoulders come back a little bit. So if you're here, you're kind of counterbalancing yourself. It's not. So bring your ribs and your shoulders back down a little bit, and then stay. So keep your core deepening. You're going to bring your arms up. So this is where the weight can come in if you want, and then slow arms come down. So as your arms lift, it gets way harder on your abs, right? So really work to keep your ribs tight around your center. Now think about the ball. If it was a balloon, would it be a pocket? Try not to. Go two more up that little bit. And slow as you come down. And then go one more, go up. Bring those arms down. And then use those abs come all the way back to sit nice and tall. So if you feel your back when you're doing that, you can like maybe be a little bit heavier onto the ball. If you feel your hip flexors, you can open your knees out to the side a little bit and do the same thing, try and relax them. We're going to add a little bit more onto that. So whatever feels good for you, it's not about going back as far as you can, all right? I'm going to keep that connection. So slowly roll back again. So hips back, then you bring your ribs back that little bit, then you bring your shoulders back that little bit. So just think about when you're back as far as you are, like this is me as far back as I would go. My chest is still forward, right? I'm not like this. That's a different kind of thing. We don't want that. We want low abs. We have to stay here. Now from here, bring your right arm up to the ceiling. Put that down. And then just your left arm. And down, even weight on your hips. Now go right arm overhead, left arm to the side. And in, and then left arm up, right arm to the side. And in. So thinking stability over range of movement always, right? Doesn't matter if you move your arms at all, doesn't matter how high they go, just think about staying nice and steady, even weight from right to left of your pelvis. You're still not popping that little balloon. So one more here. Back in, and then come all the way back to seated, nice and tall. Okay, now we're gonna move the ball up a little higher. So it's gonna go below your shoulder blades. In this position, again, it's gonna be really easy to do that, right? That's not neutral, that's the exact opposite of where we should be. So we gotta really work to keep our tailbone and head. What I did there, the opposite, or the difference between this, that, and then that. That's neutral. So we still feel like we have that little bit of a space. Again, if your space is too big, you're like arching your back, you're gonna feel your back. So it's a very fine line. You want to keep your ribs tight around your center. So from here, or
what you do is pop your hands behind your head, take a little breath here. Now all we are going to do is lift our heels, feet on your toes, stay right there. Slowly, feeling that your weight is light on your toes, you're going to lower your upper body just a little bit, and you're going to come back. So lower just slightly, and then come back up. So go for 4 like this, just nice and controlled, and up. We're still neutral, right? Back, look slightly upwards. Last 2. Last 1. Let's come up. Stay there. Lower your heels. Take a breath. Pop your right leg up to tabletop. Lower your right leg all the way down. Keep the weight on your hips. Left leg up to tabletop. Left leg all the way down. Let's go right again. And down. Even weight on those hips. Left. And down. Now, as your right leg comes up, you come up an extra inch. Right leg down that extra inch. Left leg up, or left leg up, upper body up an extra inch. And lower with control, right? Don't let your leg just flop down and up. This is work. This is still work. One more right. And then down, one more left. And down, and then grab your legs. Come on with it. Okay, pop that ball off to this side. We're going to come to a 4-point kneel now. So hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Alright. So really feel that your hands are right underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. You're still neutral. So you still have that little squeeze behind your lumbar spine, right? We're not here. We're neutral. So stay with those hands right under your shoulders. Give an extra little press through your left knee and your left shin as you kick your right leg straight up behind you. So reach up long and then lift it up so you're at about hip height. Now you can stay exactly like this and go through the movement, or you can bring your left arm off the mat and bring it across to your right waistline. Yeah. Okay, so now from here, slowly bend your right leg in and slowly press and reach. Totally fine if you want to keep both arms down, it doesn't matter. Inhale down, exhale, press. So the most important thing is stability, right? So let's think about what's happening with our hips. Are they wiggling around as you move this leg? Can you keep your left knee and left shin kind of pressing into the mat as you bend your leg and as you extend it? So even though we're moving our right leg, we're still engaging that left side of our body. Reach. 3 more. Slow. Last 2. And reach, and then go 1 more. In. Press right out. Bring your left hand down. Bring that right knee down, and then sit back to a shelf stretch. Give those wrists. Job, guys. Okay, and then move on back up. Hands back underneath those shoulders, knees back underneath your hips. So now we're going to take that same leg. So that was your right leg again. You're going to kick it back out on the mat. Give that extra press through the left side of your body. This time we're going to extend our left arm in front as you lift that right leg. Okay, so we're going to bring our arm back. We're going to bring our knee into our chest and round our spine. So scooping up through those low abs. And then reach all the way back. So remember that balance we found on that left leg in the last exercise? Let's think about that a little bit. So as you bend your right leg in, your left knee and left inner thigh are, your left knee is pressing down, your left inner thigh is moving towards your fit line. Go for 4 more. Slow and controlled. You could do this whole exercise without using that left side body. Really think about it. Left knee presses down, left shin presses down. You should feel your left glute and inner thigh that way. Last 2. And reach, and last one, all the way in. Reach all the way back. Step that left hand down, right knee down, and then sit back with that shell stretch.
We do the same on the other side. So hands back under your shoulders, knees back underneath your hips. Nice neutral again. So you're gonna take your left leg straight out. So now it's your right knee and right shin that press down as you lift that left leg. And then you can lift your right hand up if you want. You can bring it across the right left side body, sorry, and then just bend your left knee in and press and reach. So slowly bending in, keeping those waistlines long. Slowly press and reach out. Bending in with control, press and reach. Bending in with control, nice long spine, so the top of your head is reaching away from your tailbone the whole time, looking straight down. Last two, press that right knee as you reach. And last one, press all the way out, right hand down, left knee down, sit yourself back again. Little shake. Hands back under your shoulders. So now we'll do the rolling through your lumbar spine as you're moving here. So start with that left leg again. Feel your neutral to start. Right knee, right shin press down. Right arm reaches in front as your left leg extends. Now pull everything in, so rounding your spine, scoop, and then all the way back out. And again, you get those abs, belly button to spine, scooping right up. And reach. 5 more like that. Watching if you're not walking into your left elbow. Reaching one over 4. And 3 more. Find that length. Each time, press through that right knee and right shin. Last one. And reach. Hand down, knee down. Again, sit yourself like that. And then grab your squishy ball, come onto your knees. You're gonna like flat on your knees. Just have your ball at the end of your mat. We're gonna use it in just a sec. We're gonna do a little extension. So we'll start with a little prep and then we're gonna add this ball to jazz things up. So hands as wide as the mat, legs at least hip distance apart, and then elbows in line with your shoulders. So start just looking straight down. Relaxing those shoulders, so your shoulders can kind of round forward. I'm gonna lift a little off the mat so you can hear me. But your nose is just really covering off the mat. So think about your core a little bit here. If you're not engaged in your abs, it's gonna be really easy to just drop into your low back. We're gonna do that. So let's think about that belly button pulling into your spine a little bit, with your ribs hugging around your center. Roll those shoulders back, and then think of reaching your nose and the top of your head kind of away from your toes as you lift your upper body off the mat. So you're lifting and lengthening way more than lifting your leg. Top of your head reaches away from your toes. When you're up here, take a little breath. Just feel you're not dropping into your low back. It's your upper back that you're moving here. And then slowly lower all the way back down. So still thinking length as you lower all the way. Take a breath. And then do that again. So core connect, ribs tighten up, shoulders away from your ears. Lead with your nose and the top of your head, reaching both out of the end of your mat. Take a nice breath here. Keeping that chin tucked in towards your chest a little bit, so your chin isn't reaching forward. And then slowly melt back down. Relaxing all the way. Let's do one more like that. So core connect, ribs tighten up around your center. This time as you lift, don't worry about how high you're going, but try to keep your glutes relaxed. And you lift and extend up through that upper back without squeezing your glutes. Try to. Nice breath. And then slowly melt all the way. Okay, now from here, you're gonna let your squishy ball. Have your hands on top of the ball. So just have your hands kind of however is comfortable on top of the ball. So what we will do, same exact idea, you're gonna keep your core connected so you don't just drop into your lumbar spine. But this time, as you lead with your nose on the top of your head, keep those shoulders away from your ears and roll the ball in towards you. So you'll press down into the ball as you lift. Holding when you're here and you're not here. You're here, you're walking through your spine and slowly melt all the way down. So much more core or much more shoulder stability required here. So belly button pulls into your spine, ribs tighten up around your center. Keep those shoulders away from your ears as you press down into the ball. Pull it gently towards you, but think about the top of your head reaching out towards the ball. So you're still long, and then slow and control. One more like that. Core connect. Shoulders away from your ears. Slide that ball in, reaching the top of your head out towards the ball. Nice big breath at the top. And then slowly let come right on down. And then just press yourself right back to a downward dog, to a child pose. Keep that tail nice and heavy. Those arms reaching forward. And then step your left hand out to the outside edge of your mat. Step your right hand over to meet it. And keep your right hip nice and heavy. Feel a nice stretch for that right side body. And walk those hands all the way back across your mat. Right hand to the outside edge. Left hand comes around to meet it. Keep your left hip nice and heavy. Back up to a 4-point heel. So hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Step your right foot back. So curl those toes under and really reach out for that right heel. Hands are staying under your shoulders and then step your left out. So really reaching heels away from the top of your head here. You're just gonna bend your right knee down. Almost touch the mat. Keep your hips nice and lifted. And then straighten your right leg out. And then left. Bend it in, don't quite touch the mat, keep your hips lifted, and then press. Go one more, right like that. Hips nice and high, press. One more left, and press. Tuck your chin, scoop those out, press yourself down to downward dog. Walk those feet out and go. Right and left. And then drop those heels nice and low. Lift them up and then come back to that plate. So again, hands under your shoulders, heels reach away from the top of your head. This time we're going to drop both knees. Keep your hips nice and high. And then press. Doesn't matter how low your knees get, you want to keep your hips up. And press. 2 more. Reach through those heels, one more like that. In, press, and reach through those heels. Tuck your chin, scoop those out, and get all the way back. Walk this out. And then let's lift that right leg up. You're gonna bend it in, drop it down between your hands. Step your left knee down. And then take for a little lunge. Left hip flexor, have a nice little stretch out there. Stay square for your first few breaths. Yeah. And then step your left hand down, reach your right arm up to the ceiling for a little twist. Big breath there, reach up, press down. And and then step your right hand in. You'll drop your right knee down and give that right knee a little stretch. So you can come down as far as that feels good. One more big breath there. And walk those hands back under your shoulders. Curl your left toes under, step your right back. Press back. And then lift your left leg up. Bring it in between your hands. Your right leg flexes up, same little stretch out. You can curl your stay up here, down, whatever feels good. And then step your right hand down, left arm up, a nice little twist up there. Nice deep breath, reach up, press down. And then turn that left leg out, all the way down. Let that left hip up stretch out. One more big breath, guys. Then walk those hands in again under your shoulders, curl your right toes under, your left knee back, and then tuck that chin right back to that downward dog. Drop those heels and move as you can, and just walk your hands in. Hang in a forward fold there, you can your shoulders a little lower. And over the shin. Roll right. Nice work. Feel good? You're so welcome. Bye, guys. Have a nice weekend.